Good evening, I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, thousands turned out last night to celebrate the 80th birthday of Barbados' only living national hero, the Right Excellent Sir Garfield Sobers. Dubbed 80 not out, Sir Gary was celebrated during a celebrity cricket match at Kensington Oval. And it was revealed that not only was Sir Gary a hero for his talent on the cricket pitch, but he played a critical role in the island achieving independence. Lisa Lord reports.
Past and present cricketing legends from across the globe joined thousands of Barbadians at the Mecca to celebrate the 80th birthday of the island's only living national hero, the Right Excellent Sir Garfield Sobers. Among the thousands paying tribute to Sir Gary was Prime Minister Frundell Stewart, and he revealed that Sir Gary played a significant role in determining whether Barbados became independent back in 1966. Prime Minister Stewart says Sir Gary captained the West Indies team to a convincing series win over England in the summer of that year, which left no doubt in the minds of Barbadians that it was time to break away from Britain.
He ended up with 722 runs in that series, with an average of 103. Any doubts, therefore, that Barbadians had about whether it was time for us to break off with England and to set out on our own were removed by the sterling performance of Garfield Sobers. So he is intimately connected with our independence.
Prime Minister Stewart says Sir Gary used cricket to captivate the hearts and minds of people all over the world.
He has transformed all of the paradoxes of cricket into platitudes. All of the great complexities of cricket he has reduced to very routine maneuvers, always at his service, at the service of his humility, but also at the service of his majesty.
West Indies cricket legend Brian Lara, who considers himself Sir Gary's protege, referred to the national hero as the greatest entertainer ever to grace a cricket field. Lara says Sir Gary motivated him to never give up on the sport.
I remember coming here as a schoolboy to play in the Sir Garfield Sobers tournament, and I got a few runs, and I heard through the grapevine that the great man was impressed. There is no greater inspiration for any young man when he hears that Sir Garfield Sobers was impressed. For me, after that point, the sky was the limit.
At the end of the match, it was time for the man of the moment, Sir Gary, to speak. He said he was humbled by the gesture and thanked all for their involvement.
I've heard tonight a lot of wonderful things that have been said about me, and it embarrasses me really, because I hate to sit and get so much praise from so many people, but it's wonderful with the audience being here and the way they have reacted to today, which I thought was a wonderful thing by the government of Barbados and the Secretariat Act to put on this wonderful game, and to have so many people turn out. I do appreciate it. I thank you all for coming out to watch this game. I hope you have enjoyed yourself, and I sincerely enjoy what has been said. Thank you all very much.
The end of the first innings of the match saw a cultural presentation highlighting Sir Gary's life and crowning achievements over the years. Lisa Lord, CBC News.
We'll have all the cricketing action between the two celebrity teams later in the sports news. It's an action-packed weekend as the crop over season winds down. Thousands are expected to take over the streets of Bridgetown and the Spring Garden Highway for the four-day morning jam. The event will get underway at 11 tonight. Producer David Walcott says the starting points are Queen's Park, the BTI Car Park on Lower Bay Street, and the BIDC along the Harbour Road. He says the necessary security checks have been conducted to ensure the 4-day morning jam is a safe one for revelers.
We have 21 bands starting from Queen's Park. We have another 17 starting from BTA and 18 starting from BADC. So these bands range in the maximum amount of people per band is 1,000. So they range in various sizes. We have a band with 60 to up to 1,000. So it's very difficult at this point to say we have 20, 30,000 people on the road, but I anticipate we will have a number of people on the road. And for those who are not members of the band, we also have the Kennedy Road Truck, which we will be providing for those revelers to still enjoy the jump on the day and participate in a band which we have there for free.
Culture Minister Stephen Lashley is pleased to see an increase in the number of bands for 2 of the largest events for the Crop Over Festival. Tonight, over 50 bands will take to the road for the 4-day morning jam, while 30 bands will be on the road Monday for Grand Kadooment.
We're going to be having, I think, our largest 4-day morning, 57 bands, 18 new bands, some of merge and so on. Everybody, I believe, is very happy with the security arrangements, and going into the final weekend where we have the finals and Grand Kadooment, Barbados has really been swamped, not only by returning visitors, but Barbadians themselves at home are very happy to be involved in this. We've seen a growth in the Kadooment bands as well.
Just over 11,000 revelers in 31 bands are expected to be on the road for this year's Republic Bank Grand Kadooment celebration. And NCF officials are saying it's a tremendous increase from last year's figures. With the celebration just days away, CBC visited a number of band houses to find out how they were gearing up to make it memorable.
Band houses across the island are working around the clock to live up to the hype over Kadooment Day 2016. CBC visited a number of them, and it's clear this year will be a rush to the finish as locals and tourists are changing the view that Kadooment Day is dying. In Maxwell Christchurch, veteran Betty West says despite the increase in numbers, sponsorship for her band has reached an all-time low, but she's still going strong. Her theme this year is Bajan Impact and focuses on the achievements of prominent Barbadians over the years.
In 2002, I think Rihanna, she won numerous of awards, so we have diamonds, okay? And I don't remember the year when Obadeli came back with the bronze, and we were all proud and the world was proud. So we have here Olympic bronze.
Also investing in youth development is Gwyneth Squares, who is in her 31st year as a band leader. She has a number of students from the Graydon City School assisting with preparations. This year, her band is focusing on the spirit of independence. Most of the costumes are sold out. She believes with the increase in numbers, the NCF should look at moving the jump to the ABC highway as the roads used right now are too small.
When you on a broad road, the crowd wouldn't come in. But if you're on a narrow road, the crowd try to push in.
Outrage Band in Mylor's Hill is one small band which year after year refuses to be overshadowed. Assistant band leader Sophia Chase says this year will be no different. She says there will be an array of national colors on the road. Although her band will be moving off third from the National Stadium, she's concerned more police security is needed for bands coming later.
We hire our own personal security on the road, and they take very good care of our masqueraders. But I find the later you go down, the more people on the road, security does become an issue, and I think that is something we need to look at.
Among other concerns are calls from some bands to put tighter controls on the Revelers Band, formerly the Roberts Band, with one even asking for it to be banned completely. Regardless, there seems to be much more optimism than worry, and all indications suggest this Kadooment will be one for the books. Sean Farrell, CBC News.
Health officials are trying to get food vendors and handlers on board with local and international best practices, especially during the crop over season. Principal Environmental Health Officer Ronald Chapman made this clear as he addressed a group of vendors at a workshop at the Lester Vaughan Secondary School. He explained that the aim is to bring them up to speed to help them avoid people being food poisoned. Mr. Chapman refuted the notion that officials are trying to stop food vendors from cashing in on crop over activities.
The idea for us is not necessarily to put barriers in your way, but to be there to assist you along so that you are able to offer the best service possible. These sessions are designed to build capacity. They're designed to add value to your service so that when someone walks up to your business, they can say, wow, I can eat here.
Meanwhile, the acting Chief Environmental Health Officer, Desmond King, says the department has recorded an increase in cases of salmonella poisoning over the last few years.
2016, like salmonella, we had 82 cases of salmonella. Campylobacter, we had 29 cases. Shigella, we have no case. Rotavirus, we have 6. We had 6. Norovirus, we had 34. For the year 2014, we had 62 cases of salmonella, 52 cases of Campylobacter, no Shigella, 1 rotavirus, and 1 norovirus. So I can say to you, your food handling practices will be of utmost importance as we go forward into over 2017.
The man seen on video beating another man in the car park in Fitzvillage, St. James, was today granted bail when he appeared at the Whole Town Magistrates Court. 45-year-old Francis Anthony Alside of Checker Hall, Tenantry Road, St. Lucie, was charged with the offence of serious bodily harm in relation to the incident involving Corey Pilgrim. He was granted $3,500 bail with one surety to return to court on November 25th. He is also to report to the District E Police Station every Monday and Friday by 9 a.m. A dramatic scene played out in the Ben Hill Mile and a Quarter St. Peter neighborhood as it was transformed into a war zone yesterday. It has left residents terrified and police calling on Barbadians to help clamp down on the growing number of illegal firearms. Kareem Smith has more.
A total of 11 bullet casings lined this section of Ben Hill St. Peter, telling the story of what residents are calling a few minutes of terror. According to reports, just after midday on Thursday, 3 men on foot came down the hill with heavy artillery, spraying 3 houses with bullets and leaving a number of persons running for their lives. Just one house away from where former Prime Minister Owen Arthur grew up was this house, which got the brunt of the shelling. Inside, a number of persons, including 60-year-old Gwendolyn Ben Paris, better known as Sue, who no longer feels safe at home.
I'm saying I'm so scared. My little grandson sits right there and played videos on his father's day. He would have been dead. After Michi was there, he would have been dead.
Her son, Pedro Ben, says he was standing outside the house when the gunfire started.
Then the guys like draw a gun and say, if he here now, and just draw the gun, cock it, and just start to open up, just start to shoot, bum, bum, bum. So he back to the house. So the 2 fellas that were here too, they ran to my house too. And as they get to my house, they get to my bedroom, quite tell me, so we got to take cover. I know if he's making a really shoot you. And then he hear like shots coming through the house rapidly, so like more 5 or 6 shots. Are like, wait, these men serious?
Even further down the road, men in a nearby rum shop ran for cover as they were certain there was a war outside.
I heard this bam, 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 bam. I said, wait, somebody dead up the road. So he ran back here and look up the street there. So he asked a guy over there if anybody dead in the road. So he said he ain't seen nobody yet. So I was here waiting to see if anybody was dead, but it was a very loud explosion.
Police say no arrests have been made as yet, but are pleading with those who have any information to call Crime Stoppers and make an anonymous report. They say this kind of reckless shooting is not only a threat to those being targeted, but to innocent bystanders as well. As the hype surrounding this shooting starts to settle, it's the memory of this traumatic experience that will continue to haunt this closely knit northern neighborhood. Kareem Smith, CBC News.
We'll have more news ahead, including a senator's view on crop over music. Stay with us.
Don't let your data experience slow you down. Step up to Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network, more than twice as fast as the slow network. Get more with Digicel. Digicel, the fastest 4G network in Barbados. Dial *153# to sign up to Digicel today.
Peoples, we store just got even better. Come on in. Come down to the new renovated People's Market in Tudor Bridge with bigger aisles and even more in store. All your general grocery needs. A whole new fruits and vegetables section. Beer, wine and liquor. A wide selection of meat and fish. And everything for your outdoor chilling and barbecue grilling. But most of all, everything at low prices. Right, Miss Evans?
That's right, Ma. I know we have the People's Mall too.
Peoples, come on down to the People's Market in Tudor Bridge.
I'm gonna be late to my soccer practice.
Whether you're a working mom,
you having a bad day?
It could not get any worse. What?
A stay-at-home mom,
To the right, your other right. Let's play a game called Walk in a Straight Line.
or a single mom,
I'd rather go to Afghanistan than another kid's baseball game.
it's time to change the rules
Be bad moms.
I'm in.
and party like a mother. Bad Moms.
Opens Wednesday, Olympus Cinemas.
A local senator believes much of the music coming out during crop over contributes to the deviant attitudes being displayed by the youth. This is the view of Senator Patrick Todd, who notes that a proactive approach is required to tackling this critical issue. He says too many impressionable minds are being influenced by vulgarity.
We even hear in the songs, money well spent, don't worry about the rent. You know? Bring drink, somebody will pay. All of these subliminal messages. And if people buy into this negative stuff, then what happens? We have people binge drinking, spending all their money in recreation, and then neglecting their children. The children can't have clothing for school, food, and therefore they may get involved in deviant behavior. So I'm saying if we are proactive, Madam President, and move away from these negative behaviors, we can save more and more of our young children from the criminal system.
A suggestion that many of our laws have diminished in bite as a result of the technological developments of the last century. This is according to Senator Dr. Sir Trevor Carmichael, who says legislation has not been keeping pace with social developments. Sir Trevor is suggesting that government set up a law review commission to deal with this.
We can improve the situation if we give serious consideration to setting up in Barbados a law revision commission. Now, and I suggest that government should seriously explore and study, well, I wouldn't say study, ask for a paper on it.
A local historian believes that for Barbados to reap the growth and prosperity desired in the future, people with a new frontier of economic thinking will have to step forward. This is the view of educator and principal of Queen's College, Dr. David Brown. He laments the fact that modern society has developed a crop of people who appear to have no moral compass and an apparent lack of national pride. He made the comment during the Democratic Labour Party's Pride and Industry lecture series at Almond Bay.
What are we doing about our escalating crime and violence? Should this not be considered a non-partisan issue? To what extent narcotics and substance abuse, creating disrespect for law and order in our communities? What are we going to tackle, or when are we going to tackle male marginalization in our communities? What about our moral and ethical principles? Should we teach the moral imperative in our schools? How come we have a Barbados? How come we have in Barbados people who do all sorts of wrong things and seem to have no remorse, no moral compass to guide them?
Dr. Brown says as Barbados celebrates its 50th anniversary of independence, it appears well positioned as a country with a vision for prosperity.
After 50 years of independence, what are we going to do about restructuring our economy? The way forward in the 1960s was not as challenging as it is now in the 21st century. We must enter on a new frontier of economic thinking in an uncertain and murky environment. What about the CSME and our role in the wider Caribbean? Are we as Barbadians ready for deeper integration with our neighbors? Are we ready for deeper constitutional status in the form of a republic?
Still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region.